The Roblox Winter Games were a series of events that started in 2014 and ended in 2017. Ranging from completely new games to revisiting old ones, the event used various different techniques to reward users and create challenges over the years. There was a lot of popularity and hype surrounding these events before it eventually died down and fell apart. But why? What happened to the consistency of the games? Why did the quantity and quality of items dwindle? Today, we're going to talk about why the Roblox Winter Games failed. The Roblox Winter Games 2014 were the first in its series, starting on January 31st and ending February 10th. It had a lobby, including a winter lodge and a frozen river around a forest that the players spawned in, which were all easily accessible. The lodge had multiple rooms and moving ski lifts. These ski lifts teleported you to the 5 mini-games under the title Universes, and it was the first event to have interconnected games all related to each other. The 5 mini-games were Roblox Kart, Breeze Krieg, Winter Snowboarding, Snowblocks, and Snowball Fight. The first game, Roblox Karts, made by Radio Gamer, consisted of 2 game modes, the Battle Mode and the Racing Mode. Both levels included abilities to help the player gain an advantage to win the round. Winning a round would award the user with the Yeti headphones. To get the second prize, you must collect a fake block ability, spawn it on the map, and have a player drive into it. This would grant the Blue Snowbird. The second game, Breeze Krieg, was made by user Acelium. The minigame is a tank battle where the player needed to drive around in a tank and eliminate the enemy team. The player had to wipe out the opposing team, and then they would be awarded with the Breeze Krieg ski cap. To get the second reward, the user had to drive a patch of snow that spawns around the match and collect 1,000 patches. This would award the user with the Breeze Krieg. The third minigame is Winter Snowboarding, in which the player needed to go down a steep hill past multiple natural obstacles to reach the finish line. To obtain the first reward, the user had to make it to the finish line a whole 20 times to get the first reward. This long and tedious task would be rewarded with the Expert Snowboarder helmet. In order to gain the second reward, the player had to collect 5 power-ups in one match. This would award them with the Blue Bandit. The fourth minigame in the 2014 Winter Games was Snowblocks, made by Merely. Similarly to Winter Snowboarding, it was a competitive snowboarding game in which the user must race against competitors to win the match. To win the first reward, the player must finish first in a snowboard race. This would award the user with the red ski hat. The second challenge of the Snowblocks game was to slide over 3 speed boosts in a single match. This would give them the red Roblox scarf. The last game of the event, Snowball Fight, made by AlexRox911, was a traditional winter game in which 2 teams eliminated each other with snowballs, with each elimination being worth 5 points. The player needed to achieve 35 points in one round, which would give them the Snowflake Snowboarder beanie. To get the second reward, the user had to find a hidden gift box located anywhere on the map and collect it to gain the Midnight Blue Winter Scarf. Overall, 2014 Winter Games consisted of 20 items. It had 5 catalog items that were sold for ticks, 12 in-game rewards, and 3 medals that you could get throughout any game if you got 3rd, 2nd, or 1st in a challenge. It also included a global leaderboard and was the first event to include universes, as stated before. While some challenges were repetitive, the event also gave many types of items that players could collect. Both free-to-play users and paid users could enjoy the experience fully, and the extra medals were a nice touch for completionists. With that being said, I'm going to analyze the 2015 games. The 2015 Winter Games were the second installment in the series, starting on January 19th and ending on February 1st. The event this year included no hub or lodge, with the theme feeling out of place as there was no distinct storyline. The event utilized 4 existing games, all of which shared no similar themes, but included 2 rewards each. The first game was Apocalypse Rising, made by user Guzmanak. To gain the first reward of the event, the user had to go through a long and extremely difficult process. To begin, the player was required to eliminate 30 zombies. Afterwards, they had to walk 10 kilometers and finally survive for 2 entire days without dying at all. This would give them the Trinity Corp Ushanka. The second prize was a much easier feat to accomplish, as it spawned in select places throughout the map and required the player to collect the item. Doing this would grant the Winter Snowboarding Helmet. The second game of the event was Flood Escape, by user CrazyBlocks. To earn the first prize of the game, the user must escape the facility on medium difficulty. This can be done on any of the maps provided, and they would be awarded with the Flood Escape Wave Crown in return. The second prize appears randomly on any level in Flood Escape. To earn it, the player has to go to the button that it spawns on top of and rush to collect it before the water engulfs the prize. This will reward the user with the Winter Games Hockey Helmet. The third game is Reason to Die, made by Place Rebuilder. The first reward of this game was to eliminate 8 types of zombies classified as smoker zombies as a human before dying. This challenge would give the user Edgar's Head. Similarly to Apocalypse Rising, the second prize could be achieved by collecting it in set spawn points throughout multiple maps. By getting the item, the user gained the Winter Games goggles. The last game of the event was Top Roblox Runaway Model by Dizzy Purple. The first prize requires the user to dress up in an outfit that best fits the current theme of the round, and gather enough points from the other competitors to win the match. Once the match is won, they are awarded with the Top Model Beanie. The second and final challenge required the user to search the dressing room part of the map to find the prize, which appeared randomly in any part of the clothing aisles. Collecting the reward would grant the player with the Winter Games Hooded Scarf. Overall, the 2015 event was very inconsistent, with some challenges being very easy and others being extremely difficult. An example being Apocalypse Rising's first challenge. Now, there were 8 prizes overall, and no in-game medals this year. Some hats did not stick to a theme while others did, and caused a bit of a mess in rewards. The lazy and repetitive challenge system that requires the items to spawn and teleport throughout the maps was lazy and completed very quickly and took away from the excitement of the event. Finally, there was no lodge or connectivity between the games anymore. While it still rewarded a good sum of items, and some challenges were quality, overall, the event had major issues. With that being said, I'll be moving on to 2016. There were no Winter Games in 2016. We're not exactly sure why this was, but we do know there was no replacement. Many people were upset and angry with many decisions Roblox made in 2016. Several people calling it the worst year for Roblox yet. The lack of Winter Games did not help with the ongoing problems, and it led to players holding high expectations for a great return in 2017. The 2017 Winter Games were the final ones in the series. Similarly to 2015, they had no lodge once again. However, this time it had a story, which was to try and save or help the lodge. However, there wasn't even a lodge to save or go to, nor was there the past 2 years. This time they tried to go for a fun theme, with rescuing supplies for the lodge. Once again, there is no lodge though. And they utilized 3 already existing games with 1 challenge in each, which gave 1 reward. The first of the 3 games in 2017 Winter Games was Speedrun 4, made by Verse. To earn the only prize, the user was required to reach the 2nd level of the game and collect 10 snowflakes. This task could be done in around a minute and rewarded the player with the snowboard helmet. The second game of the event was Lumber Tycoon 2, made by Defaultio. To complete the challenge in the game, you were required to purchase a vehicle and drive it to a specific edge of the map where an orange glowing tree spawned. This user had to cut the tree down and put it in the truck, then drive to a special drop-off station until the maximum amount of glow wood was inserted. This process was extremely frustrating for many users and took much more time than the other 2 games. However, in the end, the player would be given the ski pack. The last challenge of the event took place in Freeze Tag, made by Connor the 8th. Unlike Lumber Tycoon 2, this task was fairly simple as it required the user to unfreeze 10 players in one match. Accomplishing this would reward the player with the snowball gloves. In the end, 2017 was the most disappointing out of all the Winter Games. There were only 3 prizes and 3 games. 2 of the prizes took extremely little time, while 1 took way too much time. And the objectives had nothing to do with saving the lodge, and were completely unrelated to the narrative. In the end, I suppose they never even saved the lodge, since we've never seen a Winter Game since. With that being said, I'll be discussing the endnote of the video and the failure of Winter Games. The first series of Winter Games in 2014 was a big hit and a lot of fun.
4, 3, 2, 1. This is not going to end well. Look at all these people. Come on now. Come on. Oh yeah. Watch this. Woo! Woo! Oh gosh. Watch out for the debris. Watch out for the tree. Watch out for the mound. Watch out for the...
But all the others that followed seemed to be slowly getting worse until it was gone. To begin, the laziness to continue the creative idea of new worlds and minigames, and instead switching to pre-existing Roblox experiences, was a lazy action taken by the Roblox events team that degraded the overall quality of the event. On top of that, the challenges from 2014 to 2017 began to grow worse and worse, as more challenges were inconsistent with each other. Some were easy, such as collecting 10 snowflakes, and others required the user to win a game 20 times. Getting rid of unique event features such as medals, global leaderboard, and most importantly, the lodge, led to the quality and individuality of the Winter Games to dwindle and feel like a smaller side event, unlike Egg Hunt or Hallows Eve. Canceling Winter Games for a year and then releasing a poor product in 2017 ruined the hype and enjoyment of the event. As the story was messy, the rewards were small, and the quality of the challenges was non-existent. While 2017 was expected to fix the problems in 2015 and 2014, it ultimately created more. The competitive edge of the Winter Games was gone for years, with the removal of the leaderboard, and the future games never had any qualities that trumped the previous year. Although the initial build-up and hype of the Winter Games was well executed with a large fan base, the failure to continue building off of it and moving to a completely different unpopular style in the future years ultimately decreased the amount of players participating and the hype of the games. Roblox didn't try to improve this and instead put in less work and created a worse product each following year, hoping to sustain popularity that was gone for 3 years now. What the creators failed to realize is people prefer new and creative games rather than just old games with a twist. The fall of Roblox Winter Games was inevitable, with the piling up of issues, the increase in unoriginality, and the pure laziness of challenges and the disregard for user feedback. The dozens of problems that were neglected by Roblox ultimately killed the Roblox Winter Games.